since I've been gone for so long, I came back and I was like talking to Sam about how the culture is, how sparring is.
Yeah.
And he was basically telling me that, on Saturdays, he thinks that we should be going a bit more intense, a bit harder.
No, I agree. That's why I try to encourage you guys to like turn it up.
Yeah.
But then it's tough for me because as like the head coach, usually we help like when we can like still spar with guys. And I even had the same conversation with like Evan out of Arrow. When he came back, he's like, man, how are you teaching us how to spar hard? And I was like, well, that's why I asked you to come in.
Yeah.
Like, so you can introduce these guys to that pace. And he's like, oh. And I was like, Evan, like when you started, I had to introduce you like, hey, this is what a Muay Thai fight feels like.
Yeah.
Bop, 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 bop. Kind of, does that make sense? Where now it's like, yeah, I try to encourage guys like, hey, we got to go harder, but we also can't be reckless and stuff like that.
Yeah. And find that balance.
Like
So,
you've heard me say, like, hey guys, we got to turn it up this round. Turn it up this round.
Yeah.
Like you'll hear me try to like remind people.
Definitely, especially with all the tech sparring, it can get easy to just fall into that
100%.
lazy shots, just throwing it out slow.
And that's why you always hear me like reminding people like, hey, don't forget Saturday. Like you have to spar to win.
Yeah, it
You have
can't
to
be
spar
the
to
same
win.
as tech
That's where it's
sparring,
like now like you understand. Oh, I'm gonna spar to win. Like Vihan gets it. EK understands it when he's sparring with people. Like you guys are like, and it helps the newer guys learn like, oh, I got to spar to win.
Yeah. You have to spar like at a different level than you would on tech sparring. You can't be so like apologetic or scared.
Yeah,
to
no,
hurt
like
them.
tech sparring should be tee hee.
Yeah, that's like more fun. But
Saturday is like, sorry, your hands weren't up.
Yeah, you got to show people their mistakes, and really, that's when
like,
people get better.
If you're mad after a round on Saturday, it's your fault.
Yeah, and you should know the level of the guy you're going with, Like, that's a big thing,
Like, for
too.
example, like this past weekend, the Saturday MMA class, it was like two guys that were like super rusty.
Yeah.
Can kind of punch, kick, grapple, but I was like, you guys got to let me know if you want to come in. Like, like one guy has experience at a different gym, but I was like, I was like, you guys are so exhausted, you guys can't do anything, so you two stay together. But it was a very small room, very green. But then the Muay Thai sparring room, it was like, oh, motherfuckers, like this is great. Yeah.
So, and even like when I was doing MMA with one of those guys, I hit him with the clean shot, and he just said like this. I was like, okay, yeah, we can turn it down a little bit. Like there's obviously an experience gap here, so. I think you got to know who you're going with, but then it's important to find guys that are at a similar level, and those guys you need to turn it up.
That's why I always encourage you guys. That's why I'm so big on like the sparring trips up north, and like that has helped guys like you, where it's like, oh, this is a room of world champions.
Yeah,
and you see the different levels that are out there. It kind of helps like you can take that same stuff and take it back to the young guys. Be like, hey, you have to be ready for what's next. Be ready for what's next. If you stay on like this one-track mind, you get complacent, that becomes a big problem for like whatever your goals are. And I think that's what you're asking about before, like how do you prepare for that future a bit, right?
Yeah, so I wanted to ask you about, you've been in the room with a lot of high-level guys. I've started to build up that experience with these guys, but I want to know, what is it like being in a room with a UFC caliber guy, or like, a professional with over 10 fights who has like a winning record? Like, how are they coming in? How are they warming up? How are they conversating? What are they focused?
As I tell people,
are they talking?
It's like the intent of everything. If you're professional, be professional in your warm-up, be professional in your mindset before practice. Like when you're an amateur, like you're learning how to create the right mindset, the right dialogue, the right habits that work for you. You should always have like a good mix of like the dynamic warm-ups that work for you, and even like the personal talk. Even like the stuff of like, what are your habits like the night before? A professional's not going to show up on Saturday morning hungover.
Yeah.
An amateur might.
Yeah.
But he's not getting paid. Pros are now like on that cusp, like everything becomes, it's like that discipline gets tighter. Discipline gets tighter. Like, what is your self-talk? What is your habit? Because like you can be in the room, and you see it. There's levels to amateurs. There's new amateurs, and there's new pros, and then there's world-class pros.
Yeah.
Sometimes like the skill gap might not be crazy, but like the habits outside the gym can be massive. And a lot of people have to learn that as an amateur. You're an amateur. When you're an amateur, you're learning how to go pro.
Right.
If you're going pro, or like let's say you sign the contract to be pro and you're learning how to be pro, you fucked up. So that's why you always like pick the brains of people in the room. Pick the brains of coach. Like, hey coach, like even like sometimes like, hey man, like you guys okay today? Like what'd you do before? What'd you do after? Got to hold yourself accountable, that kind of stuff. But yeah, you'll see like high level pros, like it's usually with them, it's like their warm up.
Yeah.
Like they will always be at practice early to warm up.
Yeah.
That is the biggest thing. An amateur, you shouldn't be showing up late.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be there, like, you should be showing up, like, on time, a little bit early. Even, like, me, I always believe, like, you have to have that headspace before practice to get ready. You have to give yourself time to get ready. So you'll see the pros, man. Like, a pro doesn't come in late, dragging gear on the ground, like, oh, let me just, like, roll my neck out and hop in.
Yeah.
No, man, like, they're there early, like, taking time to, like, they, even down, like, how they're wrapping their hands before, like, the session. They know everything is to get them ready to perform at their best. How are you talking to yourself? What mobility works best for you? What injuries do you have? Like, what kind of athlete are you? They know that, so they know how to prepare to get ready for that, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that's interesting. And so do you think, like, these pros that act this way, I mean, like, their first day in the gym, they didn't act that day? I mean,
usually
one
not.
weekend.
Yeah, it's like, it's over time.
Yeah.
Like, what was your, the first time you threw a punch, how good was it?
Yeah, like shit.
Okay, there you go. First day of the gym, shit.
So the habits are, you develop them as you come into the gym and as you spend time.
That's it. It's every day, that day in, day out. Like, how much time are you spending in the right space? How much time are you spending in the right room? Is there a coach holding you accountable? I mean, like, EK, it took forever for EK to be on time to practice.
I mean, I'm still guilty of that.
I mean, you're more.
I've been more.
I mean, especially
recently.
like EK now. Like, now I know if he's showing up when, like, 7 o'clock is jumping rope and stuff like that, it's because he came from 6 o'clock strength conditioning.
Yeah.
Like, he's on time to that and he's here. Yeah. Like, Saturday sparring. He is getting it, like, he used to show up and everyone's like already sparring and I'm like, motherfucker, you have to be warming up. But now he's getting here time to warm up.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
And so now he's getting more out of the practice, getting in a better headspace. I was like, man, you're not giving yourself time to get ready. If you're like, oh, let me just get ready, you just take a beating, you're like, what do I get out of it? So it's like you're literally like, you and Vihan always show up early to practice. Yeah. Maybe sometimes it's like 10 minutes, but it's still like, you're not like holding the session back.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, I thought you meant like a couple minutes late, but you mean like coming in like when things are already going, like people got their partners. Yeah, I guess that's pretty different. Then you're really missing out on
Yeah,
because now you got to warm up. You don't want to get injured.
I'm annoying, man. I always showed up to work out early. I love, like, my favorite time is like before the workout.
Right.
If I was ever rushed, like coming in, I've had it happen where I come into a practice just getting ready for a fight, and I'm having to come from one shift. They're looking at me, and I'm like, you guys know I work. I'm going for as fast as I can. You're welcome. But he's already like warmed up, ready to go, and then I just have time to put my gear on, get in. And I'm like, oh, I'm getting my shit pushed in right now because I had no time to get ready.
Yeah.
Then I'm like, well, that sucked. So I hated it when stuff like that would happen. I love getting to practice early, warm up with footwork, practice like wrapping my hands properly. Let me get headphones on. But I'm nerdy. I like that space. I like that moment before.
Yeah, actually, if I think back to when I was in Iowa in that room with Jeremy Stevens and Josh Neer.
Yeah.
It was super chill before the practice. Everyone's talking and like. But like everyone, my point is everyone's there early. Everyone's
there early.
Shaking out.
Like they're all
getting ready.
Exactly.
Like the gears are turning, not when the clock hits the hour. Like 20 minutes before that.
They're getting the gears in place. And kind of moving. It's kind of
And then when it's time to practice, like everyone's like pretty warm. Everyone's like really dialed in. And I also noticed there wasn't a lot of structure in that room because everyone is like super high level. Like when it comes to the teaching, like Josh just got up. All right, we're gonna work this sequence. Do it a couple times. We're gonna do this sequence. All right, now
everyone has fundamentals at that point.
Yeah, exactly. So it's just like little advanced.
That's why you hear me like you see the MMA classes, man. Like the structure is from the other classes. MMA is MMA.
Yeah.
If you're coming to MMA regularly, like you'll know. People come in for like an MMA Saturday, like, I'm exhausted. I'm like, not if you came to the other classes like you're supposed to. I get like a lot of guys come from other gyms, they'll just hop into MMA and they haven't done it in like weeks. And I'm like, you're so out of practice. You're so far behind on like the process of getting ready for sparring. Like when Sensei Seth came in, he was like, dude, that warm up was brutal. And I was like, that seems like a light shakeout. They're all kind of used to it by now.
Yeah.
And he was like, so we had to like do a reshoot for his like video. That's it. Like you'll see, like those kind of like high level practices. Like everyone there already has a lot of experience. Yeah. They don't have to teach you how to drive. Everyone knows how to drive. Hey guys, this is the focus. Let's do this. While you're shaking out, be mindful of this.
Yeah.
Hey, okay, we'll set this one big goal. Like, hey, let's look at this one big scenario. And then each person's options are going to be different. So especially with MMA, man, you can't get the entire room focused on one thing. We have like this scenario. Each person's going to solve the problem in that scenario differently. And you have to have a room, you have to have the environment where you can kind of let people solve it. Like this morning with you, Tommy, and Sam. Okay, here's the problem. This guy does jiu-jitsu and he's going to punch you in the face. All right, Tommy, fight. And we're all giving him constructive feedback, you know?
Yeah.
Is that kind of like how the practices were there? You said like there was no, like it's kind of loose, like, hey, here's the goal. But like everyone in that room already had fundamentals. Like they don't have to teach you a strike.
Yeah, it's not like
you don't come to
class.
Yeah, you're like when you come to my MMA classes, I'm not teaching you a technique. I'm going to show you an adjustment, a modification of what we do.
You don't do that at all, actually.
No, I don't. I hate that. Like, that's because like there were so many times where I used to run an MMA practice, and like some of these guys didn't know how to throw a fucking punch right, and I'm like, oh my god, you don't have time. Like you can't go to an MMA practice learning how to punch. You have to know how to punch. You have to know how to shoot. You have to know how to finish the takedown. So MMA is like you better have your fundamentals in place. If you come to all the classes during the week like you're supposed to here, you will have a foundation for MMA. Like, where am I wrong with that? You know, each person's gonna be different. They're gonna have their strong suits. Good. You have other partners with great habits and their own strong suits, so it becomes an easier problem to solve.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that. Like I don't have time to teach a technique. I'm going to show something, show a scenario, show how to solve a problem.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was in that room. It was solving a problem. Hey guys, here's the problem. Here's like 3 different ways to do it. All right, now
you're in a cage.
This
guy's trying to fuck you up. He might be a good puncher. He might be a good wrestler. Might be a good grappler. Might be good at all 3.
Yeah.
Fuck.
So
yeah.
That's what the room was like there, and when I was with Sadiq at Level Up and those guys.
Yeah, you've seen like, and we were talking about before this. And we'll get into like the more stuff of like the pre-prep of like getting your career started, but like you are lucky enough to see like all 3 levels of kind of what it's like to be a pro around MMA. And like, you know, you have like Josh, kickboxer here. You have like, I don't think you've been around too many pro Muay Thai fighters yet.
No, Caleb maybe.
Caleb Hunter, yeah. But you can see like still disciplined, regimen. You're like, holy shit, there's levels to this.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, you've seen like, we were talking about this morning, you have like Tommy Kawazi you were with this morning. He's a good up-and-coming pro. He was on the Contender Series. He was 1 or 2 like fights from getting back on that. You know, he's learning. And then you've sparred Sadiq Yusuf, who's in the mix, one of the top guys out there.
Yeah.
And then you've also gotten to work with Jeremy Stevens and Josh Neer. Even though those 2 guys are older, like they're both veterans, both dogs. Like Jeremy Stevens is still very active. So you've seen like all these crazy levels. Like you saw Josh Neer, he came up having to learn MMA on the fly. You know, Jeremy Stevens is like one of his like students and friends, gets to like instill that. So like you get to see all those
all
levels.
The different generations. And you know, I would say they're pretty different. Or maybe it also has to do with personality wise and like
training environments,
training
the
environment.
scene that you come up in.
Exactly. Like Josh Neer, I remember this caught me off guard. I trained with him multiple times when I was in Iowa.
Yeah.
And the first time I trained with him and met him, I didn't even know who he was.
That's so wild. I'm such a big fan of his.
Yeah. That's
and
like
if you
so
see it, like,
sick.
have you watched his old fights now?
Yeah. After I trained with him,
then you're like, whoa, like, dude, the way he fought, he was like, I
like
love his
dog,
fighting
you know?
style, dude. I'm like, damn, they don't make dudes like that anymore, bro.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I really enjoyed watching his fights afterwards. And then when I watched his fights, I was like, oh, that's why he trains like that. Like that's why he is, because like. The first time we trained together was in a boxing practice at a boxing gym. And so we were boxing sparring. And I touched his glove and no smile, nothing. Like stone cold killer face, touch my glove, boom, right to the face. I was like, oh shit. Like, all right, we're sparring.
It's
now.
on, yeah.
Yeah, it's on. And it's like, with him, there was like no fucking around, like no goofing around. And also same with the room with Jeremy Stevens and Josh Neer, you know, that MMA practice, before we got started, everyone's, you know, having a good time, whatever. But then we start to get into the gear of practice, and then when practice starts, like there's no like goofing off. Like everyone's drilling. No one's like really like talking about something outside of what's going on. And I think the word is intention. Intention. Yeah. Same thing with Level Up, like that room with Sadiq Yusuf, and that was also with Gary Mack. And,
Gary Mack, yeah, great example.
Key, I don't know how to pronounce the name.
Keeman Diop. Yeah.
Dude,
Keeman
those
Diop.
guys are really, really good. And the intention was like, all right, we're going to get better. Like, no one was really like talking about something that wasn't related to what was going on there. And I noticed, I mean, here, it's not like a class full of professionals every class. There's people that are hobbyists and whatnot.
No, yeah, like this gym is like all over. Like the people that know, like you start setting the level for the new guys.
Yeah.
Or like the new guys even come in, they'll be like, I want to fight, like when can I be ready to fight? And I'm like, have you seen yourself get ready? Keep an eye on the other guys. And like you guys help instill like those good habits on like the next generation. The next generation. You go to like some gyms and there's like generations of that. Where here it's like we're just now getting to that point of like generations. To like help the next group get ready, help the next group get ready.
Yeah.
But like my main goal is still like, hey, this is a gym for hobbyists and competitors. You know, and if you want to compete at a high level, you'll hold yourself to a high level.
Yeah.
A coach will like set the standards, but you have to hold yourself accountable to it.
I noticed that. Yeah.
Like I can't, like I don't work with people if I have to drag their ass to practice.
Yeah.
If I'm having to fucking ask them why aren't you showing up, then I don't even give them the time of day. If they walk in the door, I'm like, how you doing?
Yep.
Like, oh man, good, I can't wait to fight again. I'll be like, yeah, you can. Off the net. Yeah, I was like, you can probably wait. Yeah. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is.
Like you show up with intent every day, so I'm like, all right, whatever. Like even when you don't have a fight around the corner, you're still training to get better.
Yeah.
It takes a while to learn that kind of stuff. Like everyone here, like the guys have been with me for a while now. Now you learn like no matter what, show up to get better, show up to get better, show up to get better.
Yeah, definitely. And I don't know where I heard it, but some pro was asked, like, he was asked a question I thought was interesting, and it was about mindset. And he said, no one ever had to ask me to go to practice. No one ever had to force me to go train. It's like if you don't have that basic desire to train every day, like not miss a day, like same with me since the beginning. You know, I think it really is like, how do you set the standard from the very beginning? Like if you're skipping practices in the beginning, then it's going to be easy to skip them later.
Yeah.
You know, and ever since I was at Shell Shock, I remember like,
well, you'll have a coach be like, hey, I see something in you.
Yeah, and we talked
And like
about
when
that.
John said, he's like, if you stop training, I will kill you.
Yeah, and I was like,
Right.
okay, I'm not
All right,
gonna
fair,
stop.
yeah.
I'm gonna train, and you know, you develop a reputation. Like, or at least I developed like a reputation within my own head. Like, I'm never gonna miss practice.
Yeah.
Like, no matter what, I'm never gonna miss practice. And because like that became part of my identity, like I would really feel bad if I missed. And I didn't miss practice ever. And the one time like I had something I had to do, John texted me like, bro, you
all right?
You know we have practice today, right?
And you're like, oh, I got life. Like even me, man, like I know like people have life.
Yeah.
I just tell people like communicate if you can't make it. And it's all right, we'll always figure out like what to do. I'm very flattered when like they're at the shoebox. There was one Saturday, it was really funny, like I still couldn't drive yet, and I had to like, this Uber was like taking forever just to come and like get me from my house a mile down the road. And I show up at like 1 minute until noon. And like Christian Bears, the guys were like, oh, thank God you're okay. And I was like, I'm so flattered. Like, because I'm always there early. I have to be there early and get ready. I'm always like, oh, thank God. But I know like you're human. We all got shit to do. Sometimes appointments come up.
Yeah.
But I always tell people, as long as you have like that makeup session ready to go, you're fine. You learn how to still get it in, no matter what.
Yeah. So now, I mean, I want to know, let's say someone comes in here, in this gym, we don't, like you said, we have the generations coming up, and now we're starting to build that the high level amateurs, the mid level, the newer guys, and then guys that, like, we have pros cycling through here. Yeah. You know,
and there's not much of like a pro scene in this area, so it's kind of tough. Yeah. But now we've got like, if you see on the big spring, like on the big like spread of things, we have some crops of amateurs coming up where I'm like, you know, not everyone's gonna go pro, but there's some motherfuckers coming up. You just have to stay with it. So I think like we're on a good cusp of like the next like 4 or 5 years. Some cats will be going pro and be like, all right, now here's the next generation.
Yeah. So now someone comes in here, they're a bit newer, like maybe they're brand new and they say they want to fight, or even like the amateur fighters in here. What are the habits they need to start doing if their goal is, I want to be in the UFC? Like, what are the things that you see here that, okay, we need to tweak this here, we need to change this
I usually
here?
tell people, and I have this conversation a lot when people say like, I want to be a UFC world champion, I want to be a Glory world champion. And I'm like, whoa, that is like this very unique, fine tip top point of the mountain that only a few people ever get to. Start with this. I want to be a professional. Like JP here has probably one of the best mindsets. Where he's like, coach, you've inspired me to want to be a professional athlete. And I was like, go on. And he was like, man, you've instilled like the desire for like discipline, control, getting better. I know like right now, and like JP's young, he's like just turned 21, I think, you know.
JP is 21?
He's young, dude. Maybe 22. Like, dude,
he's older than me.
No,
wow,
no, he's
so
just a good
awesome.
kid. He's just a great fucking kid, you know. I'll double check his age, but no, he's not. Yeah,
That is
you're older than JP. But he was like, man, you've inspired me to be a pro athlete. But he's also getting like everything set in his life, like outside of it, would just help him create more structure inside the gym as well. Even when JP was like full-time in school, he would pop in when he could. But like we talked about it, it's like, hey man, it's down the road. This is a thing down the road. Like keep going, keep training. Now he is like over strength and conditioning. He's in here doing all the set things he needs to be doing. You know, so he's and I'm like, man, that's the right idea. Learn how to become a professional in your habits. Whenever people come in and say, hey, I want to fight, I'm always like, fuck. Like just get comfortable training first, man. Just train first. Like don't even put like fighting in your head sometimes. And I kind of, well, I was talking a little bit about what we talked about last week with, you know, set your 2027 goals in 2026.
Yeah. Like
this is where you start building that path. A lot of people walk into gyms wanting to be a fighter. And then they go, wow, this is hard. I should be an accountant.
Yeah.
What is your intent? Dude, just show up and train. Like the people that compete the best under me are people that are just like they see something and they want to do it. And they go do it. They don't know why they like it, but they're finding out they start loving it. And one day I'll be like, hey man, as much as you train like, or I'll see some like habits that I'm like, man, you can't teach some of these habits. I'm like, you ever thought about murdering someone?
Dude, it's
you
so
know,
funny.
like I kind of like nudge
that.
people, and I'll ask them. I'm like, would you want to? And they'll be like, I'll think about it. And then you'll see more habits change. So that a snowball effect. Like I'll never tell someone like, you have to fight. Like I encourage people like, man, even if you want to fight, just start training. Start seeing if you enjoy this process or not.
Yeah.
Start finding out what you're fucking good at, what you're bad at, which is going to be everything when you start out. So be okay sucking at stuff. Like I just tell people, man, like don't come to me saying like I'm going to be a world champion and you haven't done anything. By what basis do you have to be a world champion? Were you at least a world champion chess player? Okay, there's some world champion habit there. Okay, are you a world class video game player? Difficult base to build off of, but all right, there's some discipline there, you know. Like so that's it. Like I tell people, I don't like try to like pop bubbles, but I just try to like make sure I'm honest with them. Like what makes you want to do this? I usually ask people that, like what makes you want to fight. Some people say like, I don't know, man. I just like Sam Cleary, for example. He has this thing. He's like, man, I don't know. When I was a kid, like I just always kind of had this thing, like I want to get into a fight. And I'm like, well, that helps. That helps a lot, you know? And then you get into fighting. And you start falling in love with this process. And then you make mistakes and you lose. But then you have to fall in love with the process of getting better from your mistakes. Which nothing teaches you like that. Nothing teaches you.
Because the mistakes here, you're going to feel them. They're getting it's hit in the face. You know, you make a mistake in chess, you lose the game and life goes on. You make a mistake here, you know, you show up to work with a black eye.
And people are like,
go
you
to
okay?
church with a black eye. Like, what's going on?
I'm just kicking my own ass. Why? I don't know. You know,
And it's interesting how people have different whys. Because you said Sam is like, you know, he grew up like wanting to fight. Dude, I was like the opposite. And I know a lot of people in here are probably like the opposite too. Like I did not want to get in a fight. And I think of this as like chess. Like I think of fighting as a mental game, not like a scrap, but like can I outsmart you to beat you in this physical chess match?
And then it becomes like a proving to yourself kind of thing. It's like you don't have to, like some people enjoy like proving to themselves they can do this thing. Everyone's their own worst enemy. You know, you don't have to like prove something to your friends or your family. Like, prove it to yourself, man. Like, you know, some people, like everyone finds inspiration in different things. That's why I tell people, you know, everyone has a little bit of fight in them. They just have to find it. Now, you could take the same skill set. Like one of my favorite things is seeing people come in and get ready for fights, train for fights, and they take that same skill set just out into life. I tell people, like, you know, not everyone, like a lot of people might have that intent, like they set like this giant goal a little too soon. I tell them, like, I'm gonna be a world champion at this, and I'm like, bro, you haven't even had your first smoker yet. How are you gonna say that? Like, I have to see something like, and even still, man, like the difference between amateur and pro, top 10 to 5, 5 to 1, 1 to champion. Doesn't look big, but the gaps are huge. There, you can meet a lot of people with a unique potential, like gets them through an amateur career, but they can't cut it as a pro. Or they get like they're just a motherfucker until they run into this new part of the mountain and they can't climb past it.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know. You don't know what's ahead. So you have to be okay with like there's a little bit of honesty with yourself. Like if I'm gonna get there, like I have to accept the hard times, I have to accept the good times. The good times are very fleeting. The hard times stay with us way more.
Mm-hmm.
So how ready are you for the hard times?
Mm-hmm.
And that's really what I try to tell people from like the get-go. Like, you know, how do I see people responding to a bad time? How do I see people responding to a good time?
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like how do you handle duress? How do you handle pressure? How do you handle training schedule? How do you handle life? Like all those things will still translate back to fighting. Mm-hmm. And I also just know it's time. Like I sit in like a different time bubble than like the kids getting ready, because you guys all have like this very small window
mm-hmm.
of being at the top of your game. Where me, I'm just like, I'm in this for the rest of my life.
Mm-hmm.
I see it come and go like all the time.
Yeah.
All the time. So that's why I'm always like, hey man, start these habits first. Be okay just getting in there, figuring out your why. You know.
So if someone came in here and said, I want to be a world champion, I've never trained before, anything. Okay, first you look at them like, all right, well, what basis do you have? But
I talk a lot of shit to those people, like in a nice way.
Yeah, and give them a reality check. But let's say this guy, for whatever reason, let's say like Ilya Topuria at 15 when he decides he's going to be a world champion.
Yeah.
So what is it about this person?
Well, he started training at like
super young.
Super young.
But he dropped out of high school as a teenager
and kept like going into it. Yeah.
And that's when he said, all right, I'm going to do this for sure. But let's say a kid comes in here, and let's say he does have the potential to be a world champion, but we don't know it. Mm-hmm. But what things are you going to be looking at? Okay, that is world champion quality right there. That is world champion. And
so
along the way in his journey,
there's the physicality and the mentality. You can see a lot of people that are physically world class, mm-hmm. but mentally always an amateur.
Okay, so what do you mean by that?
Then so that means like physically all the gifts ever known, naturally strong, fast, dynamic, explosive, but mentally can't handle a bad time, can't handle a little bit of pushback. Mm-hmm. Mentally can't get it together in a fight. Can look phenomenal in the room, you know? And then you have the people that are like maybe they have like that world champion mindset. What is their physicality? Mm-hmm. And like those are like, it's like those two, like it's like that yin and yang. You'll either see like mentality or physicality, like very rarely both. Like the other will show itself when it needs to. So there's like this kid, Rowan, that comes in here. God damn, this kid gets me choked up thinking about him. I love this kid, but he is committed to the practice. His mom actually moved him like closer to the gym, mm-hmm. so he can come in here and train more. His dad was a wrestler. His dad is like passed away. Didn't really get to know him, but like his dad looked just like Conor McGregor. Really? So dude, like a spitting image of, it's weird, yeah. And his dad was like a stud wrestler over in Europe. Mm-hmm. So like he was inspired. He was like, now I've gotten him to be a bit more of a Dustin Poirier fan instead of a Conor McGregor fan. Yeah. So I'm trying to teach kids like, hey, don't live like Conor, train and be like old Conor, but new Conor, don't be like that. So I got him on like Dustin Poirier and stuff like that, and he's like, Dustin Poirier is the man, and I'm like, I know he is. But like Rowan, he's so young. Like all kids are kind of like Play-Doh. Mm-hmm. Like they're not super athletic, but like man, his mindset, his willingness to show up and train. Like I got him his first pair of wrestling shoes. He's in here wrestling with adults and shit like that, and I'm like, oh man. Yeah. Oh man, like sometimes on the feet he's not the most coordinated, but he's a kid. Mm-hmm. He's learning coordination, but I'm seeing him slow down and I'm like, oh man. Like so this young kid, maybe he doesn't have like the most naturally gifted physical attributes, but his mentality is going to help him grow into some really good physical habits. Mm-hmm. Does that make sense? Like it's kind of hard for him to get physically good at this, but that mindset could make you a world champion.
Right.
Then you see some kids come in, and I'm like, why? How is this kid doing like a one-hand spring into a backflip? Like, does that make sense? Like, why is this 8-year-old have abs? Yeah. But then you see that 8-year-old get put in a bad spot, and they have a meltdown. Right. And I'm like, oh no, you okay? You can't be saying you want to be a world champion and just crumble from this one bad time. Mm-hmm. Or like maybe like there's something physically, like you'll see people that are physically gifted at other sports come into martial arts and can't fucking wipe their own ass. Okay. So sometimes those kids with that advantage physically can have a setback mentally. Yeah. The kids with the right mentality can overcome physical setbacks. Mm-hmm. But it's always like it's a learning curve. Like you don't know, so you just keep exposing him to adversity. Like right now, I'm just teaching Rowan how to show up and have fun, get better, and he's
Right.
doing it. And I'm like, hell yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, dude. It's not about like making posts saying I'm gonna be the best in the world. No, that can set you up for failure in the long run.
Yeah.
Just showing up and training to be the best in the world
Mm-hmm.
while no one else is looking. That's how you can become a world champion. That's what you get to instill in like little kids. Now, Ilia Topuria, man, that guy looks like he came out of the fucking womb with like everything right. You even see like the videos of him wrestling as a kid, and I'm like, that's like a once in a generation right there.
Yeah.
Like Ilia Topuria is like one of those once in a generation athletes. But now, when does that generation end and what's next?
Yeah.
And that's another thing coaches have to look at. Like, hey man, like I'm also having to get this kid ready for a bunch of other kids just like him. Because
Yeah.
the generations keep changing, generations
And
keep
they're
changing.
gonna get better.
Going to keep getting better, yeah. So
Yeah.
all you can do is just try to like bring out the best in these kids. Hold them accountable for mistakes. Show them how to get better.
Yeah.
You know, hold them accountable for mindset. Hold them accountable for what they're saying. You know, it's just like the adults too. But yeah, like little kids. Like I don't know if this kid's gonna be the next Ilia Topuria.
Mm-hmm.
I just want Rowan to be good. Like,
Yeah.
but I want him to be good at everything. But his mentality is gonna make him great at something.
Yeah.
And we're gonna find out as we go.
Yeah, very true.
You know, and that's-
mentality will take him far.
100%, man. Like attitude. Like you hear a lot of coaches say, like a lot of it is like just attitude, mentality, physicality at the top. Everyone's the same.
Yeah.
Small differences here and there between like strength and speed, bone, whatever.
Yeah.
But mentality and attitude is the number one thing that'll set people apart. Like that's what
perfect,
creates
yeah.
the whole huge gaps.
Yeah.
You take two people genetically the exact same. Who has the better attitude? Who has the better mentality?
Mm-hmm.
Gotta find out.
Yeah, because I wanted to ask you, like, what makes a difference between a top 15 guy, a top 5 guy, and like the best
One
in
in
the
champion.
world?
Yeah. But it's even like number one in the champion.
Yeah. Oh shit. Yeah.
Like, yeah, like I tell people that like it is like that is like all those guys at that top, baddest motherfuckers on the planet that respective weight classes. Like when you have like you look at the UFC, I always make the analogy of like, hey, there's eight weight classes in the men's division. There's 8 billion people on Earth. Each person at the top is a 1 in a billion human being.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh,
Yeah.
that's tough, you know?
Yeah.
Now look at the top 15 and top 10. Oh, you're all you're all like a once in a generation kind of athlete. But then like top 15 guys have a hard time with the top 10 guys. Top 10 guys have a hard time with the top 5.
Mm-hmm.
Top 5 have a really hard time at 3, 2, 1.
Mm-hmm.
One doesn't always become the champion.
Yeah.
And you'll see like sometimes even like the champion at the top, they always talk about like these young upcomers. Oh my God, this young guy has all these physical, and I'm like, okay, but like that champion has that thing that made him a champion. Let's find out if that young guy can take it from him, you know? And a lot of times these young guys have to adapt not just like the current champion's mindset, but like their own championship mindset to get there. You know, like psychology isn't the thing that always wins you the fight, but it kind of is, you know? Like, you know, sports psychology has never been bigger in combat sports. But I've also heard another coach say, he's like, and I agree, I was like, I don't want guys that have to see a sports psychiatrist. And I went, oh. Like some people can see a sports psychiatrist and get that world-class mentality.
Mm-hmm.
Some people go to a sports psychiatrist because they don't have that world-class mentality.
All right.
So there's like a coach recently, he was saying, I don't know who it was, but he's like, I'm done working with guys that have a mental coach. And I was like, oh, fuck, he's on to something.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, you're locked in or you're not. You've got that thing or you don't.
Yeah.
It's okay to talk to people about how you feel and like you fuck up and stuff like that, but like if you are having to look for that thing that'll make you a world champion, you might not have that thing that'll make you a world champion.
Yeah.
And it drives people insane.
Yeah, because if you're looking for something, you're telling yourself you don't have it.
Yeah.
You don't look for.
You don't believe it. You don't believe your own hype.
Yeah,
Or like,
exactly.
or you instilled the wrong hype in yourself from the get-go. Or you put yourself around people that instilled the wrong thought process in the first place.
Yeah, exactly. And
Like you're around people that saw that you had some gifts that could get you to here.
Mhm.
They didn't prepare you for here.
Yeah.
That's how I look at it too. Like a lot of people at the top have a lot of things, same things across the board, but their mindset and their approach is what'll make them and keep them as like the best.
Yeah. So I mean, you've been around a lot of these top guys, like Brian Battle. I know you said you've trained with him, and
We haven't trained together. We've just like hung out and kicked it. I've seen
Oh,
his
really?
process the whole time. Yeah.
so tell me about it. Like, what is it like around someone at that level? Like, what is his mindset
Brian Battle's-
process? And
He's one of those unique cats where he is one of the most goofy, down-to-earth guys outside of practice.
mm-hmm.
But then, and like he and I had a great conversation talking about like there's like this motherfucker behind the eyes That's always like, I gotta go to fight. And he just has that thing that you can't teach it, where he has to get out there and fight. But he's had like some setbacks, like discipline-wise, for like weight cuts and being cut. Now he's not at Carolina Combat; he's at a different gym now, and like so there's still like this setback, but like now he's been a lot more disciplined and dialed in, and maybe he needed to make those mistakes to get to that top. But he is still like, he wasn't on the cusp of being top 15 in the UFC, I think, was he?
Oh, he was doing well.
He was doing well.
Yeah.
People were getting to know him.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like his attitude is just that, like, he doesn't need a psychologist. He doesn't need a mental coach.
Yeah.
Like, he is like he's like, I'm a motherfucker. I gotta be a motherfucker. I've got this motherfucker in me. I'm gonna let him out. And I'm like, oh shit, yeah, you got that thing. Yeah. That's sick. Yeah. Tony Soto is like that. Yeah, I love Tony. I first met Tony when I was teaching a seminar out in Charlotte, and he was still fighting like MMA and stuff like that. And just like this dude's like attitude, I met him, I was like, you just talk to certain guys, and I'm like, oh damn, this dude just loves fighting. Like Tony loves fighting. If you're in a fight with Tony, he loves being in that fight way more than you.
Yeah, oh shit.
Like, does that, like, and I'm just like, oh, that's scary. Like, those guys are so scary, because like, Tony's only had like the one loss in BKFC, I think. I mean, he beat this guy, Tony Goodjohn Godwin or something like that, like one of the top bare knuckle boxers from the UK, like just masterclassed him. And I'm like, damn, like Tony is built for bare knuckle. Like, you'll also find that way, like you'll find your path to be that best in the world. Even like Keith Richardson out of Modern Warrior, man. Like, he did good in MMA, had done great at BKFC, became like the undisputed champion, defended a couple times, you know, because he loves being a good old-fashioned fucking fist fight. Like, some guys will also find their route to the top. How do I pull this person into my fight?
Right.
Like, Brian Battle does great in a dog fight. I think his one loss in the UFC, a dude held him down for a little bit.
Yeah.
Or like he's had like a close fight where like makes some guys like engage in grappling. But like when Brian Battle pulls you into a dog fight, fuck, good luck.
Yeah.
Because then it's like, oh man, like that's when he shines. Like, you'll see Brian engaging, he smiles. Wow, bah. Like, I was there in Charlotte when he knocked out Gabe Green in that first round. Wild. It was awesome. Like, Gabe came out, put that dogfight on. Brian's like, oh, big bet, check hook.
Yeah.
Good night. Yeah.
So do you think he's like gifted, or like not just Brian Battle, but all these guys? Like, is he like physically gifted, or?
It's gifted, but it's like, even like the same thing I've told you, man. You come from such a good upbringing.
Right.
You didn't know what a bad day was. Like, and I mean that, you know. And it's like, I tell people, I'm like, damn, I'm jealous of that. Then I'm even more jealous because you have this thing where you go into a fight and you're like, oh, I like being in here. And I'm like, oh God, like that means like somewhere several generations ago, like one of your ancestors like climbed over a wall and cut people's throats and murdered, like that's what they were. I was like, damn, there's something in that bloodline that is just drawn to that fight.
Right.
And I totally get it. Like, some people are just wired that way, man.
Yeah. So what about a kid in here? I mean, he comes in a hometown and he wants to be
Raleigh's
the best
not
in the
much
world.
like Raleigh's not a hard place to live.
Yeah.
Like, there's some places that are a bit tougher than others. You know, I had a very, very humble upbringing. It was rough, but like, it's still like, I tell people, a rough day in Raleigh is better than anywhere else in the world, dude. I'm like, oh gee, I'm gonna walk into my house and not get shot randomly. That's great.
It's not like Chicago or one of these places.
Oh, fuck that, dude.
But I meant more so like he comes in here and wants to train and be a world champion. Like, let's say his upbringing or whatnot was good, bad, but he has all the tools to become a world champion. Like, what does he do to become a world champion? Like,
you start like just following the process. You show up every day. You check the boxes, and you start doing the stuff now that'll get you ready for that future. So that's why, like, here I try to tell people, like, we have like this base, this starting base is pretty big here. Yeah. It's not a very narrow starting base.
What do you mean?
Like, so you have a lot of opportunity to train here during the day.
Yeah.
We have classes morning, midday, evening. Right. Tough if maybe someone's like a third shifter and stuff like that, but I've got guys that work all night, go home, take a nap, and they show up. Yeah. That was me, you know? So we have an opportunity. So can you show up and train at least once a day? Let's start there. Yep. Okay, cool. Now this is a habit. Okay, what is your diet like? Okay, easy fix. Okay, what are you doing for strength and conditioning? I'm doing stuff on my own. Not anymore, you're not. Yeah. Like, we have a gym for that. We have people to help talk to you about diet and nutrition, you know? So it's like, hey, when you're an amateur, start getting into these good habits. Right. Build professional habits as an amateur. Okay. Professional habits are what? showing up, doing the right thing,
Yep.
train hard.
Now, I feel like there's
Like-
a lot of people that do that, but they're not going to ever reach the top. So, like,
But there's also probably
what is
like
the
some mental,
differentiator?
like they might just be lying to themselves
Yeah, okay.
about like they might. I hear a lot of people go like, "Oh man, that was so good. We went so hard." And I was like, "Could have gone harder."
Yeah.
Or like they convince themselves they did enough. They convince themselves they did the right thing. Like even you talked about the difference between like training strength and conditioning on your own and strength and conditioning over there.
Yeah.
And it's
not
like
the same.
not the same.
No.
Not the same. I was weird, like my old Muay Thai coach, when I showed him like because I hate just running for 5 miles. Like I don't get anything out of it. I will do it like every now and then, like run, like not now, fuck no. But like back in the day, like jog a mile to warm up. But I'm doing like sprints, stairs. I used to like take the team to come out and do my workouts, and they're all like, "Yo, this is horrible." And I'm like, "Yeah, I know, right?"
Yeah.
And I'm like, "I do this on my own," and they're like, "Why?" And I'm like, I don't know. Like I don't want to be a pro, but I want to. Like I know, like these habits outside of it will help me in practice. You know, and so you try to tell people like, "Hey, what kind of accountability do you have for yourself?" You know. I think sometimes it comes down to a coach. Like a coach could have all the right things set out to you, but if they're always saying, "Hey, good job. Oh, hey, you did so good," you might start slacking. I'm always going to tell you how to do better. I'm always going to tell you what you did well and how to do better. I'm always going to tell you like, "Hey, you worked hard. Now let's do this." Does that make sense? Like, I feel like some coaches kind of go into like that cheerleader mode.
Yeah.
And I don't like that. Like I don't need a cheerleader. I also don't need someone saying like you fucking suck. Like I know I suck. I know that. I need to get better. So how do I get better? So you have to find the coach that kind of like holds you accountable and instills like the right mental thought. Like even you have some days like you'll be hitting the pads. You can kind of like now like self-analyze like that felt weird. That felt weird. Or I'll come and be like, "Hey man, something feel weird?" Like what felt good? What felt bad? I'm always trying to see like what works naturally for you guys. Having a coach that'll like introduce you to all the right habits and process, but also the right like talk of like, "Hey, here's how you get better, always get better." If I just keep going like, "You guys are all doing so good," technically I bring the level of the room down.
Yeah.
Can't do that with this shit.
No, you can't.
Yeah.
And so the level here is always getting better.
That's the goal. Yeah. Like,
Like in the classes and
I'll never
sparring.
say people say I'm a good coach, and I'm like, "Well, shit, I have to get better now." Like I hate compliments because I have to get better than that compliment. Like I was never like that with like anything else except coaching. But I also know like as a coach, I have to get better. So if I just go off of everyone's nice compliment, I hold myself back. I hold you guys back.
Yeah.
"Oh, Trevor, you're such a good coach." Oh, fucking have to be a better coach.
Yeah.
I can't let myself take a step back from that. So it's like having a coach that can hold you accountable. It's even like people holding themselves accountable for like that headspace. If you leave every practice going like, "I was the best in the fucking room," you're in the wrong room. "Oh, I crushed that workout." I need to do a harder workout. Like, you know, some people will go into that habit now, like then they start having bad rounds. They convince themselves it was a good round. They didn't push as hard, but they convinced themselves they pushed really hard.
Yeah.
And I'll see a lot of guys end up holding themselves back with that, like instilling the right head talk.
So how does someone know they are going hard enough?
I don't like my dad, but I do like using him as an example of like what it is to be an athlete. That guy can take himself to the brink of death like no one else could.
That explains some things about you, I'd say.
I would say so. It's the only good thing I have, like where it's like this unique thing of like, I'm like, is that the tipping point to death? Let's see what that feels like, you know? But like, I mean, it is, there's a little bit of that in me. You know, I used to see that guy, and for people that don't know, my dad was a very accomplished surfer, broke his back, and then broke his back again surfing. He broke his back kayak. So anyways, he broke his back surfing, took up all kinds of shit after that, became a world-class water skier, which was like wave ski, which is like this shortboard that you can, it's a little bit longer shortboard, you can sit on, you can kayak out, so you can still maneuver like a surfboard, but you're kayaking out.
Yeah.
And he helped kind of like pioneer his own sport to be competitive. And then he broke his back again doing that. Like, and then he also was and he got flown all over the world. He had all kinds of like world-class sponsors, like Saturn Motorsports and everything. Like Rip Curl and Billabong used to sponsor him.
I didn't know like it was to this level.
No,
I thought he was
he's,
just like a local pro.
Different. No, he was.
You're talking about world class.
World class.
I did not know that.
And like, dude, there's like stuff of him being and like, I mean, you've been to South Africa, one of the best surfing spots.
Has been.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. So one of the best surfing spots in the world, but there's no beach to get to it. You have to go down rock faces and jump off. But he can't walk.
That.
So they would attach, like he would hold onto a rope and then lower him down. He's strapped into his board and he has his kayak in his arms and he's holding onto a rope. And they lower him down a cliff face into the water and he lets go of the rope.
And then just
if he messes up, he dies. But he was willing to go meet death. Like, in different mindset.
Wow.
Scary shit. He also would spend his free time as a triathlete.
Yeah.
So he had custom made like wheelchairs. Mm-hmm. So he would go enter like these Ironman contests and he never did it for like a first place. He just had to compete against other people. So he had, I can't remember, like a triathlon, like the Ironmans. Mm-hmm. There's like the run, the swim, and the bike.
Yeah.
Okay? So he had like 2 different wheelchairs at different stations. I can't remember like which one was first, which one was second. Mm-hmm. But one was like a 3-wheeled like wheelchair where it had like 2 on the sides, slightly cambered, and this long narrow tube, and then one in the front. It's just for fucking moving.
Yeah.
And then he had one that had a hand crank for the biking. And then when it came to the swimming part, he had a kayak. And he would even put weights in the kayak. He would tell people like hold on to the kayak to pull him back. Like, so what he could do from here up, like no one else could do in the world.
So you actually
know
like, a lot about like world class, like being around
dude,
a world class
like having
mindset.
to hang out with that dude. Like anytime I hung out with him, he was not my dad. I was like this burden for him. He was like, oh, I gotta watch these kids. I gotta go practice. So instead, now like we're in the water holding onto his kayak, and it's like 40 degrees outside, so you can have some resistance and shit like that. It was like It was horrible, dude. It was like the worst. But it's also like, when you're a kid, it's lame. But then as you grow up, you're like, fucking shit. At least I'm not doing that again. Like that's way easier than that. And like his mentality of like pain and perseverance, like.
Tell me about that.
I mean, like you have to be ready to die. Like that dude, unimaginable pain. Like he had multiple back surgeries. Like my only memories of my dad were of like seeing him get ready for competition. He really did not want to be a dad, so he like took off and like he was always competing, and he would have to come around like a couple times a year to see us. And it was always him like borderline killing himself, because like I can see like this, like you see that like athletes can go to like this dark place during like strength conditioning. I tell people like strength conditioning, stuff like that, it has a lot of physical benefits, but it has a lot of mental benefits as well. Of like you go to that dark place, like a habit that I have on the Aerodyne bike, and I learned it from my dad, where I put my beanie on over my eyes, put my fucking hoodie over. I can't see anything, but I'll have like my music blasting, and I'll have a timer in my ear. So all I know, I'm just in the dark, and I gotta go. I'm in the dark, and I gotta go. It's the only way I can kill myself on the Aerodyne bike. I have to like kind of put myself in this dark place. Yeah. I could see him go there, and I was always like, oh, what the fuck? I don't have that. Like, I can go to a dark place. Yeah. Not like that fucking dude. And I think because he was also like, he knew, like, he didn't like life. He was always in pain. Several failed back surgeries, constant drug addicts with painkillers and stuff like that. Like, but he also had like those windows of like when he pushed himself, he couldn't feel the pain. Like the pain's a part of it, you know? So like, how much can you handle? How much can you endure? A lot of people at the top can just endure more. It's not about being physically faster or stronger. It's about being durable. About knowing like, yo, this is a breaking point. My breaking point is way past your breaking point. And that goes such a long way in any kind of sport. Does that make sense?
Yeah, especially fighting.
Especially fighting, dude. You have to be okay going to some dark, fucked up places. Even if you're getting ready for like smokers and shit like that. You know, it's a fucked up place you have to go to. It's a fucked up little space you gotta create. You gotta be okay there. But yeah, watching that guy like just go through that much pain, go through that much, just to like in like what sucks for him is that there was no like goal at the top. Like the 1 year he was set to become like the best in the world at the sport, he broke his back. Like during his run to be number 1, like during his set, like Oh wow. Yeah, like some dude messed up, like so he was about to go into his heat, and this dude was coming out of a wave, and they didn't see my dad over the wave, and so he ended up like crashing into my dad's back and like broke his back again.
This is surfing. The first time?
No, no. The first time just a wave crashed on his back and broke it.
Oh, okay.
Second time he was like in a kayak.
Yeah. Oh, okay. This is the kayak.
Yeah, the wave skiing stuff. Yeah. And so like someone like crashed into him. That dude ended up winning first.
And that made him the world champion.
That made the other guy world champion, yeah. But everyone knew, like, my dad was set. Like, that was going to be his day.
Wow.
And guess what? He tried to get it back. Only became, like, second and third. He also did a lot of, like, Hawaiian outrigger racing, like, long, like, canoe, like, sprint racing and shit like that. I had a couple, like, pro kayaking races doing the same thing. I remember, like, beating some kids from the Hawaii team. Like, they all saw, like, it was one of those weird flexes where, like, I don't have any good memories of my dad, but, like, I tried to get along with him enough. And I was like, all right, fine, I'll be a kayaker.
Yeah.
Because I had a gift for getting out there and just fucking. I was like, oh, you want to go? Okay, we can fucking, let's fucking, let's go, bitch. All right, cool. Like, I'm just kayaking, easy. Let's go. And I remember, like, I'm just like a skinny, gawky, like, I don't think I had like an ounce of athleticism in my body, but I could, like, I'll just fucking go.
Yeah.
Like, I could go more at these other kids at this thing. And I remember, like, the Hawaiian team. Like, I don't know shit about Hawaii. And they're looking at me going, like, haha, like, it's like other teenagers, and like, these kids look fucking thick.
Yeah.
But then they see my dad in his wheelchair next to me, and they're like, fuck.
Do they know him?
Yeah.
Everyone knew him.
He was a big deal.
He was famous.
He's kayaked from like island to island in Hawaii. Like, he's a big deal, like, in that community.
See,
yeah. And so he, like, when they saw it was Pat's kid, they were like, oh, fuck. And like my first kayak race, I beat out the #1 kid. And I'm just like, all right.
You think it's because of your mindset, not because.
No, I think it's just because, like, it wasn't even mindset. I think it's because I honestly didn't know. Like, my dad did a cool thing. He didn't tell me how good the other guy was.
Yeah.
Didn't tell me. He was like, dude, they're from Hawaii. Of course they can fucking kayak. And I'm like, all right, fair. He's like, you can just kayak better. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
And so I just went out there and was like, oh, I'm just better than this guy. like I mean, even like I said, it's like the only good memory I have with him. He was like talking about where he just saw me kind of like, cause I don't know anything about this race. I'm literally like in my kayak and I'm just like looking around like at the banners, and this other kid is just like fucking it, like ready to go. And I'm just like, when do we go? And like he's in the water like straight ready to go. My kayak's actually like kind of like off to the side. Like I'm not ready.
Yeah.
But I was still more ready than him, because my dad knew how fast I could be out and back. Mm-hmm. So as soon as they go, boom,
you were gone.
and I am already around the cone and coming back, and he's getting to it, and they're like, "There's no fucking way that kid should be that fast." And Pat's like, "I don't know."
Did he like train you like on?
Yeah.
He
taught me how to kayak.
Yeah.
Taught me how to just like fucking like hunker down, look forward. On the front of our kayaks, there was always like 2 words: breathe and relax.
Really?
Boom. And like that's all you can look at.
Uh-huh.
It's pretty easy to go in a fucking straight line, and you have like the horizon. I tell you guys like focusing on like eye placement and ring control and stuff like that. Like I can look here and pass through at the same time, so I can see like the flag in the water. You see breathe and relax, and you can just go. You can just go if you allow yourself to go into that mind. Like you have to put yourself in that headspace through certain exercises. Like when you know you can go there, and it's like, hey, I'm gonna be right here. I can be in that fucking zone. And like my breathing and my relax zone is way more of a fucking firefight than like what the other kid had. So I was like, oh, this is like cruise control for me. Yeah. Like when I told the other kid how hard I didn't try, he was so mad. But my effort level was still way higher than his, because I just had a different dark place kind of. Like it's a weird thing, but it's like the only time I think I ever felt good as a competitor. Mm-hmm. Never felt that way in wrestling, never felt that way in kickboxing or MMA. Go figure, like the one sport I didn't want to be good at, I was really fucking good at. I was like, this is dumb. I don't want to be like my dad. This is whack.
That's so interesting. So that dark place that you found on that kayak, like, or that you do on the aerodyne bike, or that your dad has, are you born with it, or was it created as a kid, or can it be molded?
It can be molded. Yeah. And then like some people are just born with it. My mom has that definitely too. My mom has the dark place real well. Yeah, really? But that's also why she was so good at being a single mom with 3 kids and going through like the hardships that we did, and like nothing would really, like, yeah, she had bad days, but like her dark place is pretty fucking, like she can go there. Even like when I'd watch her like work out and she was my personal trainer, I was like, where is this bitch at right now? Like, and I mean, not like it's my mom, but I was like, oh, she's in a different place right now. But she said she would adapt that for like competitions and like sports and racing and stuff like that. She has like that zone she can lock into. Even me now, like, and it's like, you know, the way she just beat cancer, I'm like, oh, of course. Was I worried? Absolutely. But I was like, oh man, she just has such a...
That is so badass.
Such a dark, not a dark place, but like this place.
Yeah.
That other people don't want to be at is where you have to be at. Does that make sense? Yeah, and so you, as a coach, like, you know, you have to instill it. Certain people can go to different places easier. Some people have never been there, so you have to expose them to it. Some people go there, and it's like pulling them out of like a bucket of water, and they never want to go back in. It's like personally like waterboarding yourself.
Yeah.
It's a horrible fucking place you have to go to be at that level of competition, and it's awful. But like, you know, a lot of people might have the ability to navigate it. They just can't put themselves there, so someone else can put them there, and that's fine. You do need that. Like, you might need that person that can introduce them to those dark places and navigate them through it. Some motherfuckers can just go in, but you find out through trial and error.
Yeah, how do you find out as a coach? Do you find out in here? Do you find out in the corner in a fight? And how do you put someone there?
And that's where like you look at like the layers of getting ready for stuff, and it's like we're always adding like layers and steps to get ready for competition. Like, okay, you want to show up and train, that's cool. You can do whatever the fuck you want if you just want to train. I don't care.
Yeah.
You want to be an accountant? Please be a fucking accountant. Come in, but still come in and train. You don't have to go through their pace. But now, as soon as I hear you say you want to compete, and now I expect these things of you. So we always have like our in-house like tussles and throwdowns now, like, and even like going like the smokers that like level up. Like, remember like when Castle went up there?
Yeah.
Castle was not aware of how ready he was.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I believe like if you come in and you train hard in our paddle work classes, our drilling and our tech sparring, you do some extra bag work, which we need to have bags the other spot. You're ready for like a smoker, a throwdown, a tussle. I'm gonna see where your headspace is. I got to see like you're gonna have some adversity to get ready for that, but like in that moment is when I'm usually not. I'm always like I like not cornering at these now and stuff like that, because I can just sit back and look at the student and go, where is he uncomfortable? Where is he falling apart? What's going on here? What do I see? Okay, now after that, I need to expose him to a different place. I can expose them to like other hardships and shit like that if they want to go like into full contact. If you want to go into full contact, you definitely have to be doing strength and conditioning. You have to be doing harder sparring rounds. I'm going to take you to other gyms, get some more sparring rounds in with other people, making you uncomfortable. And then from there, I'm just kind of off to the races for going. Now like that habit is set to become a competitive full contact fighter. So from here, it's always like, I like the litmus test is kind of like laid out every day. Show up, train, get better. Show up, train, get better. Ask questions. You don't like something, you don't get better at it, ask me how to get better at it. If I see you getting better at it, then it can become kind of easy. You know, like I said, I fully believe like our paddle work classes, our drilling classes, sparring, a little bit of bag work after anywhere from, depending on the person you are, 6 months, 9 months to a year. You're ready for that. Or like a smoker somewhere else. No, like a smoker.
Yeah.
Like a smoker. Like a smoker, like a level up, like kind of fight series thing. Like those are good. Those are good building blocks. I fully believe that. Okay, now you want to get ready for like full contact. Now you need some like harder pad rounds. You need a bit more adversity in the clinch rounds. You need some adversity from strength and conditioning. You know, I need to make sure you're staying on top of your dieting and stuff like that. People don't want to stay on top of their dieting, I'm not even going to bother with you. Like, I'm no fucking health expert. As a matter of fact, sometimes don't take my, I'm kidding, no, but do take my advice. Like, I do as I say, not as I do. You know? But like, and it's like one of those things, man, I've had some like really talented people that are just undisciplined in the kitchen. And I'm like, all right, I'm not even gonna fucking worry about it.
Yeah.
And I'm not being mean, I'm just like, you're doing it to yourself. So I just make sure I can hold people accountable like these certain steps. Like it's kind of like you see the same process laid out so many times, and it's just the accountability. And if that person is willing to do it themselves, oh hell yeah, you're gonna do some cool. You're gonna do some good things with this. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And then there's still like sometimes that like, you know, people, even if people check all the boxes, and like they might not be the most competitive person, I still believe like they've earned the chance to go compete. And I know even if they lose,
yeah, it's 12:06.
Oh shit, really? Oh, anyway, is this the recording?
Yeah.
Oh, I always tell people like even if like, you know, you what was I saying? Like this person, the win is never guaranteed.
Yeah.
But they've earned their chance to prove it to themselves. We still go back to the drawing board. You know, not everybody goes 4-0. Some people go 1-4. Whatever. You know, I only stop working with people if I see them stray away from like the good habits. If that makes sense. I can go on this show all day. Yeah.